Mitchell will tell us how Elton John rediscovered legendary rocker Leon Russell. We'll go birding with John. Elton John and Leon Russell are veteran piano men with a new album, The Union. It's just been named one of the year's best by Rolling Stone and has also been nominated for a Grammy. How these old friends became newfound colleagues is the story our Russ Mitchell has to tell.
It gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce Leon Russell!
It's like watching rock and roll history reborn.
This wonderful man who looks like God or Moses comes out and plays the piano and starts singing in that voice.
Look back a few decades, and they might seem like an odd couple.
It's a little bit funny.
In this corner, Elton John. You know his hit songs.
I remember when rock was young. Me and Susie had so much fun.
And surely, you remember his outrageous costumes.
Oh, those Chevy and a place of my own.
Well, I'm rolling my sweet legs on.
And Father Time over there.
I bet you didn't think I knew how to rock and roll.
That's Leon Russell.
Gonna got the boogie boogie right down around my velvet soul.
You played in the clubs here as a teenager?
Yeah, Oklahoma was a dry state, and consequently there was no liquor laws, and I was able to take advantage of that by playing in the nightclubs at the age of 14. That's real handy.
Almost 50 years ago, Russell hit the national stage straight out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. As the 60s picked up steam, he grew out his due.
Everybody join hands, we'll form a circle real quick.
Becoming a mainstay of the Woodstock generation. He famously organized the band for Joe Cocker's Mad Dogs and Englishmen tour in 1970. Along the way, he had a few hits of his own, including a true classic.
I've been so many places in my life and time.
A Song for You, sung by just about everyone.
I've sung a lot of songs.
I made some bad rhyme.
I've acted out my love in stages.
10,000 people watching.
But we're alone. Now I'm singing this song for you.
I've called him the master, and I've always called him the master. When anyone says, who's your favorite piano player? I said, well, the master is Leon Russell.
Which made it especially nerve-wracking when Elton looked out in the audience at a Los Angeles club as he made his U.S. debut in 1970.
Second night, I'm in the middle of Burn Down the Mission, and I look to my right, and there's only 250 people in the Troubadour. In the second row, I see this long mane of silver hair. And, you know, Leon was a pretty handsome guy. But he was also kind of scary looking, because he was kind of these glasses in his hair. He's like, God, and I thought, I'm going to have to meet him afterwards, and he's going to tell me how to play the piano.
But while Elton John went on to superstardom, the glory days wound down for Leon Russell. He fell off the charts and virtually off the map.
He's such an amazing musician. He's done so much, and it's kind of like, you know, not really getting the recognition for it, I think.
We caught up with one of Russell's daughters, Tina Rose, at the studio Russell used to own in Tulsa.
For the last 20 years, a lot of folks hadn't seen him. What have the last 20 years been like for him?
He's been working really hard and been on tour, you know.
However, the tours had shrunk. And aside from a few diehard fans, Leon Russell was largely forgotten.
He had this incredible long silver hair.
But Elton John had not forgotten. On Elvis Costello's cable interview show 2 years ago, the talk turned to inspirational figures. And Leon Russell was at the top of the list.
But certainly piano playing wise, I would say he's my biggest hero.
Then Elton took off on his annual African safari with an iPod full of Leon Russell music.
It brought me back to a time in my life where it was so exciting and so wonderful.
So I was laying in bed watching As the World Turns, and he was laying on an elephant, and he called me.
I rang him up and said, "It's me, you won 39 years later, but would you like to do a record?" And he said, "Do you think I can?" I went, "What do you mean you think you can? Of course you can."
I can hear your heart pounding in my ear.
So into the studio they went.
In those 4 days, we got 10 songs written.
All the things you do.
Not even brain surgery, midway through recording, stopped Russell.
He would get stronger and come into the studio and do his thing and then go back and rest in the hotel, and we got him a lazy boy chair for the studio so he could relax. But as soon as the backing singers started coming in, and people came in to pay tribute to him, but as soon as the backing singers came, he lit up.
A national tour followed, and Leon Russell said goodbye to the decades of obscurity.
I don't want him ever to go back. I won't let him. He's never going back there.
Leon, you okay with that?
It's very comforting to have such a champion.
Now, as you might have noticed, Leon Russell is a man of few words. But in this case, he got the last word with a song that says a simple thank you.
Well, I could have been sick. I could have died.
Tell me about that song.
Elton sort of came to the bottom of the barrel and pulled me out. I was real thankful, and I wanted to give him something, and I was thinking to myself, what do you give a guy that's got 6 fully staffed houses and 10 of everything else? And I decided I'd give him a song.
I was in the hands of angels.
I have to ask you, Sir Elton, the first time you heard The Hands of Angels, what was your reaction?
I cried.
I love that.
It's beautiful.
And it was a thank you song, and nobody, to my knowledge, had written a song about me before. It's lovely to see the ice melting and to see that smile come across his face. He has his pride back.
Up next, a string of beads.
Sunday morning's Moment of Nature is sponsored.
The story